Hey, Jason here, and in this video I'm going to tell you a few things that I'm not so keen on about the Volkswagen ID3. They're not terrible, they're not deal breakers and a reason why you shouldn't buy this car, but they're just things that, you know, after having done 6,364 miles, that I found that got on my nerves and I'm not quite so keen on. So the first thing that I'm not that keen on is the haptic feedback slidey little button type deals. You can hear maybe the radio's just come on there. And what it is like you can push them, and that's what I did when I first got the car, is I pushed them, and there's a real heavy kind of feedback to it, a real bump when you push them. And it's the same for up and down, left and right. But I found out after I had the car for like 2 weeks, embarrassingly, that you could just slide like this. But when you're driving along, and it's the same over here as well, this as well, I thought, well, how on earth can you do this? But yeah, this is a slidey thing too. Okay, and I think you can tap as well like this. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel good. And also, as I say, when you're driving along, you're just trying to quickly do something like this, or just try and find the right place on it, and then you just kind of can't quickly find the right volume. So you end up sort of messing around with it a little bit, and then sometimes just going back to here to use these and clunking them left and right until you get the right volume. So that annoys me. These in general, I've never got used to them. I still feel, you know, that I don't know, they're not very satisfying to use. And I like the fact that, you know, we're reducing switches in cars quite a lot, especially, you know, after Tesla really set the benchmark for doing that. But, you know, these cars now have still got sort of buttons, and Volkswagen's answer is to have some sort of buttons, but they're not really buttons, they're these kind of touch things. Like you can see there, it's just switched over to climber. I never use these. Hardly at all, but you know, you can see I think you've got to get the actual car into drive before you can choose some of them, like driving mode. There you go, we've got sport, comfort, eco and everything else. So I'm not really keen on this unit, to be honest with you. I came to this car from a Tesla Model 3 Performance of 2 years driving it, and I must admit it was a bit of a shock to the system to come to this and to have to learn this. And you do have to learn it, whereas with the Tesla, you just kind of pick it up. But it's not too bad. It works quite well with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and everything. But yeah, that is one of my other bugbears, is this unit, and then along with the haptic feedback kind of buttons. The other thing I'm not so keen on is the piano black. Look, you know, we all know how bad this is. Can you see that? Look at that. That's just normal use after like a week. And you've got fingerprints all over it, and it looks horrendous very, very quickly. Another little thing I found is that these seats and this particular color scheme or whatever, they do mark quite easily. I'm not that keen on the look of them either. This velour type looks quite nice, but I found the bottom of the seat marks quite easily, with it being in this grey. It cleans, to be fair. There was like water stains, funnily enough, on here, and I did clean them and it has come up quite well, but I've just found that they mark quite easily. Then the other thing that I'm not so keen on is the door. Like, let me just see if I can do it. It's really heavy. Like, you really have to give it a right old push. It's a right old unit, this door. I mean, on one side of it, you could say, well, that's good because, that's good because ultimately, you know, you've got yourself a real solid, secure, safe car. And I'll move my finger out of the camera there. So yeah, you know, it is a solid, clunky door, but it's also pretty damn weighty. And it's sometimes, if you've got your hands full and you're trying to push the door open at the same time, it's a real pain. You find yourself wanting to like use your foot. But yeah, it's not really a good thing to do against the speaker down there. So that's something to be aware of. If you're, you know, old and frail, then you might find that these doors are really lumpy and heavy for you. Other than that, I think the car is very good. I'm actually losing this car next week, and I'm a little bit sad, actually. When I came to this car, it was from, as I say, a Tesla Model 3 Performance, and this car obviously seemed really slow compared to that. But now, I don't know whether they've done something or they make the car restricted in some way for the first so many thousand miles, but it does seem quicker than it was when I first got it. Now, is that because I've lost the feeling of the Tesla's mental acceleration, and now this car's kind of gradually become quite quick to me? Or is it that they have actually done a software update or released some extra power after so many thousands of miles? I don't know. But anyway, those are the things that I dislike. There isn't that many. They're not deal breakers for this car. And if you really like this car, or you even want to try this car out for a month, I really encourage you to try On2. There's a link underneath this video. And I've been using them now for 2-3 years. You can get £50 off your first month. And what it is, instead of leasing the car in a normal 2 or 3 year lease or buying it, you basically subscribe to it. So you can have it month by month, pay as you go, with the insurance, the breakdown cover, free electric charging, everything all inclusive for one fee. If you're running a business, you can claim 50% of the VAT back if you're VAT registered as well. And then you can put the car through the company as well. You need to check with your accountant on the finer details, because I'm not an accountant, but that is something that you may be able to do. So yeah, there's a link underneath. They're really, really good. You can try this car out for a month, and if you hate it, we'll give it back. And then if you know, it saves you buying a car that you end up not liking living with. So that's another good way to use On2, is to actually just try out electric cars. There's loads of others as well, as the VW ID3. As I say, unfortunately, you know, I am a little reluctant to get rid of this, but if I keep this car forever, I can't do reviews and show you different electric cars. So I'm going to be switching this over. The next car is going to be a Citroen C4, an EC4 Shine Plus. So check that out. We'll be trying that out real soon in another video. If you want to see more videos about this car, there'll probably be some more following this. And thanks very much for watching. If you've got something from this video, maybe it made you think a little more about the car, then please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video real soon.